Oh, you're paying? Thank you, Bay.
This is the last time, Hal. You need a job.
Total's gonna be 32.86.
You know I got you back, right?
Come on, girl. The job market is crazy. It's just super hard to find a job.
Aren't you a superhero?
That's what I'm saying.
Alright, I'm with that slide, but y'all are haters.
Bro can make anything green besides money.
Oh my god, you're so funny. Isn't he funny, Hal?
Do you know how much of a bum you gotta be for me to make an entire video hating on you and not include your worst moments? That is mercy, Hal. Be grateful. How are you a superhero and you gotta do the broke boyfriend hug every time you guys go to the gas station so you can just get Carol to buy you something? I mean, Hal is truly a next level loser. He's in the gas station like,
oh, you paying a day, babe? Thank you. That's my babe. MVP, that's my babe.
why is it every time I pick up a Green Lantern comic, Hal Jordan's either crashing jets at work and losing his pilot job, or pissing off those little smurfs and getting fired from his space job? Hal Jordan is the only comic character with 2 jobs, and somehow is the face of unemployment. Hal has had many bum moments in DC over the years, but I'm going over the highlights. Here are a few moments I think explain exactly why Hal Jordan is the bummiest character in DC and why DC Comics hates him.
Hey, which one of y'all niggas run BET Twitter account?
I do, my nigga. What's up?
You fired, nigga.
The same way we have to bring up the Omega Beams moment with Batman's plot armor, we have to bring up this moment from Justice League War. Damn, this is so embarrassing. So Hal Jordan, of course, sees Darkseid, and as arrogant as he always is, makes, what do you guess, a green fist, and of course gets smacked up. The worst part is how badly he gets dogged by the parademons. I mean, this is embarrassing. Hal, get up. The worst part is how many times this clip gets posted. This man has what is apparently the greatest weapon in the universe and is getting pieced up like it's nothing. I mean, this is how the DCAMU fans remember Hal Jordan, especially since nobody watched those dog shit Tomorrowverse movies. Seriously, I don't know what happened there, but the minute Hal gets some cool fight scenes in an animated movie, it is trash. However, in this movie, he gets dogged on the entire runtime. You'd think this has to be his worst moment, and I would agree with you, but I have a few more that might take that title depending on who you ask. If y'all remember Justice League War, Batman is aura-forming the entire film, as he does in every DC project. Notable moments include, take your glow stick and go home. While that line really stings, I think the worst moment with Batman is this. So Hal Jordan is following Batman through the sewers, bickering and acting like a child. He approaches Batman so they can squash the beef and duke it out like men, and almost immediately gets his ring snatched without him even knowing. Batman just says, "What's this do?" And of course, Batman just correctly guesses what the power ring does, clocking him like it's nothing. This dude is a part of one of the greatest militaries in the universe. The Green Lantern Corps is supposed to be this exclusive, elite force for good, and he is getting done dirty by a dude in a bat costume. I mean, DC is legally obligated to jerk Batman off every single project, but can Hal Jordan please catch a break? Okay, so this one happens a little earlier in the film. Hal Jordan, cocky as ever, lowers his guard and tries to make the parademons surrender, which I can't blame him for not realizing how little they value their own lives. No one in this film really knows about Darkseid. But because of that, the parademon just throws the lady so he can go plant that bomb. Now Hal does what he does, and I'll give him props, he does save her. But of course, when he saves someone, they also have to bitch him like this entire film has been doing. This lady just says, "What's the catch?" As if Hal is some slimy scam artist. I mean, no writer in their right mind would ever write Superman like this, and definitely not Batman. But of course, they write Hal like this. The last moment from this movie I want to go over when Hal and Bats find Superman, not knowing if he's an enemy or not. Hal, of course, cocky and arrogant, but unusually incompetent, flies in to fight Superman and comically gets his ass kicked because, well, it's Superman. Now, I want to say something here about that. While I respect Superman, I think their power levels should be closer to each other than we think. Recently, James Gunn spoke about this on the Peacemaker podcast and said it's a toss-up on who would win in a fight. That to me shows that Gunn respects the Green Lantern's power and is trying to do what the JLU did in equalizing the League's power, making them all stand out in their own way. This film does not do that. It clearly has favorites, and the entire DCAMU is not afraid to show that. For those DC fans who don't read comics, this is how they remember Hal Jordan. Now, a lot of comic readers will say, "Hey, read the comics, he's way cooler there," and for the most part, I agree. I actually love Hal Jordan, but I think there might be some conflicting evidence in the comics as well. because unfortunately guys, Hal Jordan is also a bum in the comics.
Okay, somebody asked me to explain the hobosexual cycle, so let's go. Okay, you start off with the bum. He doesn't want to work, okay? So he normally has a job or he gets a job, okay? Just something temporarily. He thinks he's better than it, but whatever. So he finds a chick. He's looking for a chick with a car and a place. These are the two resources that he looks for. If she has a car and a place, perfect. She's game. So he talks to her. They deal with each other. They get together, okay? So next, after he's fully secured, he knows he like her. He's fully in her place. And that's when he's going to leave his job, or he's going to say his boss doesn't like him. This was the goal, okay?
Okay, first we have to go over this classic, Green Lantern 2011, a banger of a first issue. However, it wouldn't be a Green Lantern comic if we don't see the face of unemployment himself, Hal Jordan. In this issue, he needs to call sugar mama Carol Ferris just to bust him out of jail, and they discuss the craziness of what's happened at the end of the last run. Hal, being the charmer that he is, gets Carol to agree to go on a date tomorrow night. Hal takes her to a place he definitely can't afford, mainly because he's going to beg for a job with Ferris Air. Then Hal says Carol is right about moving on, his ring is gone, he needs to take whatever job Carol is offering. But there is one other thing. Hal says, I need to ask you something, Carol. It gets really tense for a moment, and then Hal says, will you co-sign the new lease on my car? This fucking bum. Not only is she entertaining your broke ass, but she's also giving you a job, essentially keeping a roof over your head. Now you want to get greedy and also ask for a car. Of course, Hal's credit sucks since he flies everywhere and hasn't owned a car in years, but Carol doesn't give a fuck. She just splashes him with the wine and dips. Hal, of course, chases after her, talking about, I thought that's what you wanted me to do, I thought you understood. Then he fucks it up even worse by saying, wait a minute. You didn't think I was gonna ask you to, and Carol cuts him off. Propose? I know that word's scary to even say. Then she just calls this guy a weirdo and drives off. Hal, being the charmer that he is, simply shouts, you drove me! This dude. Not only does he need a job, a car, but he also needs to be passenger princess. I mean, Hal Jordan is damn near a hobosexual. If you don't know what that is, it's a man who's essentially homeless but fucks women in order to stay at their house for free. Now, Hal has bragged about his dick game before. Now it would explain why Carol continues to entertain this guy for no reason. Now that he fucked up his one shot at getting a job and some money, he walks back to his place with, of course, an eviction notice as he has been paying his rent. However, he is so lucky the next panel is his old buddy Sinestro giving him a job out of the kindness of his heart. What a good guy Sinestro is. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. Now, when I say that Hal is a hobosexual, a lot of you think I'm over-exaggerating. I want you to understand something. Any chance this man gets, he is trying to get laid just so he has a place to sleep at night. Because if he doesn't score in Coast City, he has to sleep on Oa with all of the other broke lanterns, just because this guy cannot afford rent. This is a random moment I just pulled from any old comic, and of course, he's going for some divorced lady like the real beacon of hope that he is. However, Hal does not represent hope. He represents willpower, and when there is a will, there is a way. And that means Hal will always find a way into some lady's pants. Here is another panel of him basically doing what the lady in Justice League War accused him of, which is saving people for all the wrong reasons. He saves this lady and immediately is like, is that all he gets? Karma gets him, of course, and he gets zapped. Ring said, stop being horny, go to jail. Now, one of Hal's defining traits that I think makes me like him as a hero is his attitude towards authority. Hal's always bickered with the Guardians, the military, the League, etc. He has no problems running hands with whoever if he thinks that what he's doing is right. He is principled in that way, unless of course we're talking about Carol Ferris, his sugar mama, and landlord, all rolled into one. This dude can wage intergalactic war against some of the oldest beings in the universe, but the idea of being homeless is so scary to him that he is terrified of standing up to Carol Ferris. He knows if he gets fired from Ferris Air, he will never find another job. I mean, imagine you look at Hal's resume and see 18 destroy fighter jets and he just shrugs. At the end of the day, Hal Jordan knows where home is at, and Carol needs to drop his ass. I'll give Hal this. It is canon, dude probably has some crazy dick game. There is no way Carol will stay with him this long otherwise. I'll tell you where home isn't for Hal, and that is Justice League headquarters, because we gotta be honest guys, the Justice League hates Hal Jordan.
Up, and away!
Don't you think you should sit down? Because I'm going to be flying really fast. I just think it would be safer.
Isn't there another shape? Couldn't you make it more vehicular?
One thing that Green Lanterns have is the fact that they are limited by only their imagination. They can think of anything, they can create anything, through willpower. Unless your name is Hal Jordan, then you can only create jets, baseball bats, and boxing gloves. The worst part about this is everyone in the league knows it too. I mean, look at this panel. Superman tries to give Hal his props here, saying that he might possess more power than all of us combined, as that ring is limited by only his imagination. Flash, of course, violates this man with one line. Do you forget whose finger that ring is on? Damn, it beat your own people. I mean, this is par for the course with Hal Jordan, to be honest. Either they disrespect him blatantly or with the plot, and dude just takes it. Now, if anyone on the league will go to bat for Hal, it's going to be Green Arrow. They have that goated run where they go on a road trip across the country, Hard Traveling Heroes, written by Denny O'Neil, and it is fire. And that writer needs more props. Fast forward to more modern comics, and we have Hal setting up a bachelor party for Ollie. Only problem is, you guessed it, money. Which of course for Hal Jordan is a daily occurrence. Dude hires some top shelf strippers and only has $30 in his wallet. So what does he do? Calls Big Daddy Bats, who already knows what's going down, including that Ollie doesn't even want the strippers, which is why he's not asking the other billionaire friend for more handouts. Of course, Batman doesn't care about the money problem considering it's only $3,600, but the bum allegations continue. Okay, let's go back in time a bit. Here we have Action Comics 606. Probably the most damning comic in the Hal Jordan is a bum allegations. In this comic, Hal, as per usual, is down on his luck and decides to ring up his Justice League buddies for help, especially the rich ones. So of course he goes to Batman first. Alfred tries to tell this guy to fuck off, but Bruce feels bad. After Hal picks up his jaw from the floor after witnessing how the rich live, Alfred sneak disses him by saying, "I would offer you coffee, but you won't be staying long." Ouch. Now, when Hal walks in, Bruce immediately is like, "What can I do for you?" Basically, what do you want, dude? Cause if Hal Jordan is coming by to visit, he's coming with a collection plate. He doesn't try to lie about it and just gives Bruce his sob story about getting fired from the Green Lantern Corps, and Bruce just sulks for a moment and then says, "You're looking for help. I can't give it." Then he just walks away and Hal just starts shouting at him. One leaguer down, 2 to go. Now bouncing back from Batman, he swings the pendulum to ask the nicest leaguer, that being Superman. Now while Clark is a nice guy, he's also a stern one, and he politely chews Hal out, telling him about all of his fuck-ups with the plane crashes, Green Lanterns dying, and general city destruction. Now, I will give Superman this, he does ask Hal if he needs help, but a reporter's salary cannot help much with the financial situation, so that's a bust. Now we see that Hal has actually asked a lot of leaguers and is down to only 2. Ollie and Dino. Now remember what I said about Green Arrow and Green Lantern, these guys have been through it all, stuck it out whether rain or shine, so given that and the fact that Oliver is generally a much more cheery guy than Bruce, he could count on him, right? Let's see. After Hal and Ollie stop a drug dealer, they have a heart-to-heart on the rooftop. Hal continues with a sob story complaining about the other leaguers, then Ollie cuts him off, knowing exactly what he wants and where he's going. Ollie says this, "Your world just came apart, go forwards, not back. Essentially, leave me the fuck alone. I got a super hot girlfriend and a stable life in Seattle, stop being a leech and fuck off." Then he leaves on this line, "Get a life, Hal." This reaction is killing me. I mean, Hal, you gotta fight back, man. This entire issue, he's been getting dogged. I don't know what DC has against Hal Jordan, but this is the tip of the iceberg. Now, we have successfully violated Hal Jordan enough today. I want to say that again, that I'm a fan of Green Lantern. Hal is my favorite. I know it's basic, but he is. After Ryan Reynolds ruined his reputation with that awful movie, I didn't care for him, but I'm slowly getting into the older comics and really enjoy what I'm reading. While I think Gunn will respect Hal in the Lantern show, I think it's a shame we won't see his prime, being mentored by a Sinestro, fighting Atrocitus, and eventually having to turn on his mentor / best friend. I love John as well, so I'm not too upset. I try to avoid talking about the most popular moments that people like to drag Hal on, of course, his quote-unquote Deathstroke moment, and then Coast City, which real ones call Ghost City. I'll be working on my Jokerwank / Joker's plot armor is even worse video next, so let me know what else you guys want to see in the comments. Peace.